Peace, peace, beautiful souls. Peace, happy Saturn's Day. Peace. I'm not going to send any notifications out to anyone that I am live. I'm just going to allow the universe to do its magic. Reason being is because something very profound came to me that I want to share with you guys. But first and foremost, supreme rising. Supreme rising, grand rising. To you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls. Peace, peace, peace. I titled this, Me, Myself, and I. Truth be told, something very, very profound came to me. Because as I look around with everything that's going on, something keeps telling me to just stay within my truth, to stay within my being, to continue to move in my purpose, and not be distracted by everything that's going on around us in the news, in the media. All of the things that are placed out there for us to focus on and be distracted by. Something within me is telling me not to be moved by any of those things. And I asked myself, I said, what is it about me that is so different from everybody else, that everybody else is so worried about these things? You know, I look at how everybody is so worried about everything that's going on and what is presented in the media. And here I am. I'm not moved by any of it. Not by any of it. And what came to me is to just focus on myself, to focus on me, to not be dismayed or distracted by everything that is out there to distract us. And a lot of us say, well, you know, we have to take that into consideration because, you know, we are here and these things affects us and all this other kind of stuff. And these are the questions that I say to myself, talking to myself, and what comes again is that don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. Do not be distracted by anything that is being placed out there in the media. And I know that a lot of people might find this to be a little bit different, a little bit crazy, because you were in the physical. But something came to me when I was in nursing school, and it's Maslow's hierarchy, right? And the Maslow's hierarchy, I wrote it down, and it just came to mind. And in the hierarchy, what they teach us in nursing school, the top, abundance to you, gratitude, same to you, my love, thank you. It's Maslow hierarchy, right? And the top of the pyramid, they have self-actualization, esteem, love and belonging is in the middle of the pyramid, safety, needs, and physiological needs, right? At the base of the pyramid. And at the time when I was in nursing school, I didn't really pay that much of attention because I wasn't as in tune with the metaphysical aspect of my being. But this pyramid resembles a lot of the chakras, right? And it has self-actualization at the top of the pyramid in Maslow's hierarchy, right? And they have the physical needs at the bottom of the pyramid. But when they teach it, they say that we have to adhere to our physical needs first, right? And then the self-actualization is the last, right? So now that I'm coming to understand how things have been manipulated, that was what now I realize is truth in plain sight. And that when you come into the self-actualization of self, the physical aspect of yourself becomes, I'm not going to say no longer needed, but it is no longer as important when you become in your self-actualization, which is AKA moved into your crown chakra, right? So this, even in nursing school, and once again, I'm going to give you the title so that you can actually go and look this up yourself. It's the Maslow hierarchy, right? And it's in pyramid form. And in school, they teach you to more focus on your physical self. And that is where this world, many of us in this world, have become trapped. Is because we are more focused on the physical aspect of our being. And as long as we are looking at all of the things that are there to distract us, and we are worried about it, it's a clear and cogent sign that we are very much attached to the physical aspect of our being. So much so that we are able to become distracted by things that only can happen in the physical, right? Because we have placed it in our minds to give or gear the importance of the physical more precedence, right? I'm not saying that the physical is not important, but the control is the attachment. And the reason why they can constantly do inflation and threaten us with so many things is because we are not at the self-actualization or the crown chakra of our existence. Because once we become in the realms of those energies, we realize that the physical aspect is on the lower aspect of the hierarchy of either the chakra systems or even Maslow's hierarchy that they teach us in nursing school. But they manipulate it and they deceive you by saying or giving preference to you have to maintain your physical needs, which is very true if you are attached to the physical aspect of your being. Because that is when you would have to give more energy into your physical presence, when the more and more you become attached to it. So when they tell you that you have to take care of your physical self, is just another way of them keeping you attached to the physical aspect of your being. And the self-actualization becomes quite difficult, because the more you are geared into the physical aspect of your being, right? This is when these physical things starts to get underneath your skin, right? And start to put you into a sense of worrying or fear or what have you. So what came to me is that although these things are going on around us, the only thing that you can control is you, yourself. The elements, the sun, all of these things that they try to play God on this physical plane, it's the physical plane. It's the material plane. And when you move into the self-actualization of self or into your crown chakra, you realize that what is here in the physical remains in the physical. And if you decide to allow your consciousness to remain in the physical, then and only then, all of these things that they try to throw at you as a distraction will then begin to matter, because you're still holding on to the physical side of self. It's okay to recognize that you are expressing your energies at this physical expression, but you are not the body. So when you have all of these distractions around you in this physical plane, just know that if you worry about these things, you are still attached to the material side of self. Because I had to ask myself, why am I so different from everybody? Because everybody is worried about so much things that's going on in terms of the famine, in terms of not eating, in terms of, everything that's going on in this physical world, with the news and the wars and all of those things. And I'm not moved by it. And one thing came to me, as I said, is the self-actualization of the Maslow's hierarchy in nursing school. And when I really took a look at it, and I'm like, wow, this is so similar to the chakras. And when you become in self-actualization, the reason why the physical is at the bottom of the pyramid is because it's the last thing of yourself in terms, and they had to follow universal law in terms of presenting the information. And it's only when you become moved in the higher aspect of your being is then will you know or understand the truth that really falls in alignment with that presentation. They still had to present you with the truth, but the manipulation factor of it is that they had you to focus on more of your physical self to keep you trapped into this physical aspect of being. When you raise yourself in vibration and frequency and you become self-aware, when you become in the mind, a state of mind of self-awareness, everything that is here to trap you into the physical does not work. Because you understand that at a higher state of being, this physical expression of you is the last aspect of your expression, the material aspect, the density of it. So I had to come to the realization of me, myself, and I. My purpose of being, knowing, and in truth. And once you become in the knowing of me, myself, and I, me, myself, and I, the trinity of you, in so many different ways, the being, the knowing, the being in truth, right? The many trinities of who we are, the powers of the 3 and the 6 and the 9. You become in your self-awareness, moving from your crown chakra, and all of the tricks, all of the manipulations and the deceptions that they put out there will become obsolete, because you are moving from a different state of being. You are moving from a different state of knowing, a different space, and you're moving from a truth that rises you from the physical aspect of being into the self-actualization of being. So what I've come to understand is that the reason why none of these things that the government puts out bothers me, because it no longer belongs to me, because I've moved out of that realm of the physical into the realm of self-actualization. And this is by Maslow's law, that is for the material realm to understand. But even in him doing so, right, they understood the facts of universal truth. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Everybody has to come to their own sense of knowing and being on their own accord by whatever cultivates them and moves them into those positions. But what I will say is that if anything is bothering you on this physical plane, when this is truly a mental war, a war of the minds, war of the spirits, the war of the energies, then we have to do the shadow work. Because the only win to this fight is to come to the self-awareness that this physical is only real to those who need it to be real, who needs it for it to be a reality, because they can't reach the heights of self-actualization that lets them know that this physical plane is a choice. It's a choice. It's not a final destination for a lot of us. It's a choice. We choose to express ourselves into this matter state of being. For many of us, Ashe. 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 Peace be unto you all that have joined this live. I appreciate you, humbly so. Our son just recognized. I just made me want to cry. So I don't have to be in combat gear. I don't have to, me personally, I don't have to, because I no longer believe into the physical aspects of the lies and the manipulation, because I've become self-aware that I choose to be into this expression in the material aspect of my being. So therefore, all of the things that they throw out there, the deceptions and the lies and everything to keep us trapped into the material aspect of our state of consciousness, we have to come to the actualization and the realization of that. And when you come to that, you are no longer affected by that, because you will understand that you choose to express yourself into this material state of expression. It's a choice. It's not a final destination. It has always been a choice. And when you become in the knowing of self-actualization, the things that they use to try to, you create your own world. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can either be dictated by the external aspects of those who are not able to be you at this level of expression in terms of what your energies are and what your frequency are. And you can choose to be governed by that, or you can choose your own governing. Make your own choices, create your own world, understand who you are at the energetic expression that you truly are. We are all energy, frequencies, and vibration. I had my best friend to listen to one of the lives. Peace, beautiful soul. Peace, supreme and infinite rising. Ashe. Gratitude for your presence. I had my best friend to listen to a live that I had recorded, and she didn't understand a word that I was saying. Not a word. So it says that there are levels to it. She wants to understand it. I guess that's why she's around me, because she wants to understand it. But there are those that may not even understand anything that I'm saying right now. And it makes complete and perfect sense to me. If you are bothered, this is what I'm saying to myself. This is what my higher self is saying to me. I am not of this world. I am not of this physical world, the true aspect of who I am. I am choosing to be here. It is a choice. I am choosing to express myself into this material aspect of being. So therefore, all of the things and the deception that does not resonate with my being, that they are saying to create fear, that is not of me. I am not, Ashe. I am not that energetic expression. Those expressions that they are putting out there to keep us at a lower state of being, knowing that if people are attached to money and they've created this pandemic, and you're raising the gas prices, and people gets into this energetic aspect of Oh my God, the gas prices are going up. Oh my God, it's inflation. Oh my God, it's this and this and that. That's because we are still attached to the material aspect of our being. And they know that. And they gear it and they harvest energy from that. Because those who are still attached to the physical side of themselves, they respond as such. But I don't see that. I don't see gas prices. I don't see any of that anymore. I don't see it. I don't see food shortages. I don't see any of that anymore. And I am okay in the peace of my transcendence. I am okay with the peace of I'm in peace with my transcendence. Because I'm not moved by the material manipulations anymore. So I'm not knocking anybody that wants the sovereignty of this land. But the true sovereignty is you. The material of the material. So your expression in this material form, if you know someone I understand on this journey around and may take many times before they get it, Ashe. That's very true. That's very true. But understand that in order to get the material aspect of our being on this plane in terms of the land, the planet, because you have to understand that this planet, okay, they paused the live, y'all. Sorry about that. This planet is a seed. This planet is a ground, I should say, and we are the seeds. All right? We are the seeds. This is why they call us StarSeeds, because we are the seeds of this planet. Right? And this is where be fruitful and multiply comes into part, because we are the seeds. And the true energy of the true seeds of this planet that is harmonious has to come back into the self-actualization, Ashe. Has to come back to the self-actualization for the frequency of this planet to be of its true organic aspect of being. Because we seeded the planet in the consciousness of self-actualization. This is why to know thyself is so imperative. The star seeds that seeded this planet in the frequency of self-actualization, crown chakra energy and frequency. And to regain the land of this planet, we have to go back to the crown chakra frequency, the self-knowing, the self-actualization. That is going to restore the order of this plane. As long as we are governed by the manipulation of the lower aspect of our expression, we're going to always be moved emotionally by the things that they put out there to keep us at a lower state of consciousness. So I titled this, Ashe, 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 Ashe. I titled this, Me, Myself, and I. Moving in knowing, being, and in truth. The many trinities of ourselves that keep us at the self-actualization in frequency. Because we are an energetic expression. And I just wanted to put that out there. And I know that many probably are not going to understand what I've just said. And that's okay. And that's okay. But I just want to say that as long as you are moved by these three-dimensional tactics and manipulations and deceptions, it is not going to help. It's going to be counterproductive to what it is that we are trying to achieve as a collective. We cannot move in fear. You cannot be in fear of anything at this level of consciousness, this energetic value. We have to raise our frequency above that. And this is why I truly believe that this is why a lot is happening now energetically, that we're getting this help from somewhere in frequency, from this energetic source, to raise the balance back to this plane. But the real true balance back to this plane includes the seeds that seeded it. The true seeds that seeded the planet. And we are those seeds. And the knowledge of self is very, 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 very imperative in my most humblest of opinion. I'm not going to take up too much of you guys' time, but I just wanted to put that energy out there in self-actualization that Maslow even put into nursing school, right? And all it is a manipulation of the chakra system. Minus 2. Ashe. 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 So fam, I love you guys immensely, wholeheartedly. Know thyself. Know thyself. Me, myself, and I. Know thyself. Move in the knowing, the truth, and the being. It is Saxton 6690. It is already. Because I promise you, this state of being that I'm moving from now energetically, I was not that 4 or 5 months ago. This is a definite, for me, this is a definite new energy. Not new energy, but an energy to bring me more into the truth of myself and consciousness. Because the thing is that we are brilliant. We are all brilliant. We have our own brilliancy. That is the contribution to us as a collective. We have our own brilliancy. And what these energies that are taking place right now is now just simply unlocking them. They have always been there. But they have been at a suppressed state of being because we knew not of ourselves. And they were able to keep us attached to the physical side of our expression without us realizing that the physical side of us was the lower aspect of our expression energetically and vibration, because of the dense matter that we had to express ourselves in order to be or sustain on this plane at that vibration. There was a young lady that was on one of the lives was saying that they're having problems sleeping, right? And the thing of it is that the reason why it's not a problem. We've looked at ourselves as having to sleep, but the only reason why we had to sleep is because we were expressing at this density, right? But now that we are vibrating higher and we are moving at higher frequency, because energy doesn't sleep. There's no need for energy to sleep. And the higher you are in vibration, the less sleep you will need, the less food you will need. The thing of it is, the physical becomes non-relevant the higher in vibration you are. That's why they don't want you to vibrate high, because you don't need the things that the physical state of consciousness need. The physical state of consciousness need. As you fall in frequency, we produce things to substantiate our fall in frequency. So when you are in a rise in frequency, unless you need external stimulation, you don't need external stimulation, because now you're moving from within, because the energy is there to support your raise in consciousness and in frequency. The only reason why we need external things, food, water, sleep, and all those things, is because we were at a lower expression energetically and vibrationally, right? But when you rise in frequency and you rise in energy and vibration, you no longer need external things to substantiate or sustain your physical presence. So not sleeping is not a problem. That's your body is starting to become you get more from less than the gluteneous social desires. Absolutely. You don't need the physical expression or the external aspect of that, because you're moving from a different energetic field. Absolutely. Yep, that's what's happening. That is exactly what's happening. Ashe. 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 Gratitude. Gratitude. You are energy. You are energy. And now that these energies are here to support us, because they kept making it dense and dense and dense energetically. This is why many of us are moving in the way that we are, not sleeping, not eating, because your body is no longer needing to sustain itself from an external aspect. You sure it's not the fluctuations in the EMFs and H radiation that are emitting all around us with the technology? Well, even if you look at it, everything is energy. Radiation, what do you think radiation is? It's all energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. And no matter what it is, if you want to put it on 5G or whatever, no matter what it is, it's still energy. It depends on you. It depends on you. Everything is working systematically. The way you think, the way you move, how you understand things, all of those things are working in conjunction with the frequency changes, right? I noticed that with me, I can only speak for myself, that I have become quite the calm, quite the calm. I'm not, I don't have any anxious or anxieties or anything like that. I've just become quite the calm. So it depends on your cultivation of how you understand things, right? You have to look at yourself. That is why it's important to look at you and not be moved by external. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Not be moved by external things, and start to know thyself within thyself. Well, if you believe that the power lines can be caustic to your health, then it will be caustic to your health. Because you can always, what I'm moving into is the alchemic aspect of my being. The ability to transmute things, right? Because the alchemic aspect of your being is where the true transcendence, because now you know how to move the same thing that the same alchemy that they use against us. Now you're able to use the alchemic aspect of your being within yourself. You understand from an external aspect of being that you can create your own world. You can accept the values that they give you, or you can create the values that you want to move by on your own accord, by understanding who you are alchematically, energetically, frequency, sacred aspect of your being, the sacred geometry of your expression, right? I am moving more in alignment to the alchematic aspect of my being. Naturally so, without me really even knowing. Like, I can't express it or articulate it, but I know that it's there, and I know that that's an aspect of my being that I am starting to ascend in. So if I want to, utilize external things to create my world, I can definitely do that. But if I want to create my own world, and I realize that a lot of the external things are not at a frequency level that I am, trying to achieve, or that I am ascending in, then I don't have to use that. I'm working on my aura, and I would like to use the natural elements like the wind and fire. I want to control my powers. Well, if that is a true desire of you, then things externally will become in alignment, right? It will come in alignment for that to take place until you are able to move from an internal aspect. So you can attract those things to you, so that you, from an external aspect, so that once you get that awareness, then you can start moving from within. Ask and it shall be given, seek and ye shall find. That's very true. That's a true part of things, right? We can create our own reality. We don't have to be moved necessarily. And until we understand that the cure-all of this world as we know it, as we want it to take form and shape, is to not be moved by the external things that keeps us away from it. We cannot give life to what it is that we no longer want to exist on this plane. And in order to not to do that, we have to create our own world and our own reality. What it is that we want to see, we have to be, right? And that is what I'm doing. As long as I decide to be a physical expression, or if that that expression is not, abruptly interrupted, as what we call it, or deported, right? I am going to express that energetic value of what it is that I want to see by just simply being that. So I just wanted to explain that. Ashe, gratitude. It's you all too as well, All of this is happening simultaneously to all of us. It's happening to all of us, right? It's not just me alone. It's happening to everyone. I'm just here to remind you. But it's happening. It's happening to all of us. So I just wanted to say all of that to say this. You are the greatest thing since anything. You are greater than your traumas. You are greater than your bad experience. You are greater than any lie that you have ever been told. You are the greatest thing since anything. I love you. I will always see you in your highness. And I will always salute to the divinity within you. I will always see you in your highness, because I know that it exists. That is the true energetic expression of you. That is manifesting your physical state of being right now. It exists. And I will always salute to the divinity within you, because it exists. Yes. You see how beautiful our sun is today? I'm just so humble and grateful and thankful for this energy, because even with the sun just shining on me like this, it's unlocking, it's giving me energy, frequencies, right? Wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. understand that it's always the mind. It's always the mind. I feel it in my arm when it's really high. Ashe. You are your greatest power and your greatest reward, right? It's always been you. Stand in your truth. We're no longer falling in love, we're rising in love. Right? Say your name. Say your true name. And know that you are a never-ending story. You are infinite. You are not this body. However, you are a beautiful expression in the material aspect of your being. You have always been a beautiful expression in the material aspect of your being. You are so loved. I love all of you immensely. Love yourself so that you will have the abilities to love others as you do yourself. Yeah. I love you guys. I love you immensely. Know that you are the power. You have always been the power, and you will always be the power. But the thing is that you have to know that you are. And once you get into move into that space of knowing, then the self-actualization or your crown chakra frequency and energy will take precedence over the physical aspect of your being. And you will be able to have the best of both worlds. You'll be able to be here in the physical while moving in a higher state of consciousness, which helps the planet, which helps your fellow man, humanity, which will bring us back to the true starseeds that seeded this planet. The true starseeds that seeded this planet at the crown chakra frequency. It is a beautiful thing. And when that came to my spirit, I was so moved by that. I was so moved by that. But if this live makes sense to you, share the knowledge. Share your version of what you've gotten here in your own way, with your imprint, with your energetic imprint. We will begin at J Blaze 215. We will begin to understand. It's here. It's here. The peace that surpasses. It's here. It's you, and it's me, and it's everyone that is around you. It's here. It's here. It's here. It's definitely here. I feel it. 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 It's here. I love you guys. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to share this with you. And feel free to share this with anybody, everybody, however. No fear, Pep. No fear, fam. No fear. Self-actualization. Maslow's crown chakra, right? Crown chakra energies and frequencies of the true star seeds. All right? Organic. Abdullah Shakur. You know I'm messing up your name, but gratitude. Gratitude. Same to you, dear heart. Same to you. Same to you. I can listen all day. Oh, gratitude. And I can do this all day. I can do this all day. Gratitude. Knowledge of self. Very empowering. Yes, it is. Very, very empowering. It takes you out of the fear. They can't say nothing on the news. It's not there. It doesn't, and now I realize why I'm not bothered by it, because I'm removed. So, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. And I should talk with you guys later. Love you. Later.